Hello, welcome to News Roundup, where we bring you highlights and key stories. I'm Sharifat Ibrahim. First, the headlines. Federal government sets July date for petrol pricing summit. Kogi, ECN partners on clean energy transition. Liverpool head coach Arne Slot pays tribute to Diogo Jota after fatal car accident. Now the news in detail. The federal government is taking action amid growing tensions over petrol pricing and supply. A major stakeholder summit has now been scheduled for July 23rd to 24th to tackle mounting concerns over petrol pricing and downstream supply issues. The summit, organized by the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, will bring together marketers, refiners, operators, and top government officials. Speaking at the just concluded Nigeria Oil and Gas Energy Week in Abuja, Executive Director of the Hydrocarbon Processing Plants, Installation and Transportation Infrastructure at the NMDPRA, Francis Ogari, says the goal is to stabilize the deregulated market and address supply gaps, especially in the post-subsidy era. This comes as independent marketers raise alarm over sudden petrol price changes, especially from the Dangote refinery, with no prior notice. Billy Gillis-Harry, president of the Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association, is calling for pricing transparency, warning that unregulated price drops hurt retailers who buy fuel at higher rates. The Petrol and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association has also criticized current pump prices, accusing marketers of exploiting Nigerians and pushing for a fair price range between 700 naira and 750 naira per litre. Ogari assured stakeholders that the government is listening and is working to standardize pricing and boost local refining investments to ensure energy security and price stability. That high-stakes forum later this month could shape Nigeria's fuel future as pressure mounts for transparency and market reforms. Moving on, the Kogi State government says it will partner with the Energy Commission of Nigeria to improve energy access through clean and renewable sources in line with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo disclosed this during a visit to the ECN headquarters in Abuja. He was received by the Director General, Dr. Mustafa Abdullahi, a Kogi State indigene. The governor emphasized Kogi's commitment to energy infrastructure and clean power solutions, particularly for off-grid and underserved communities. He commends Dr. Abdullahi for championing Nigeria's energy transition and hailed President Tinubu for driving energy inclusion and youth empowerment. Dr. Abdullahi highlighted the Commission's goals, including the National Energy Master Plan and the Renewed Hope Solarization Project, which aims to deliver solar-powered infrastructure nationwide. He noted ECN's target of achieving 30% of grid electricity coverage, a goal aligned with Kogi State's energy access ambitions. In another development, the Kogi State government says it is accelerating reforms under the $750 million World Bank-supported State Action on Business Enabling Reforms program aimed at improving ease of doing businesses across the 36 states of the Federation. Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo stated this while playing host to a one-day strategic technical session and statewide town hall meeting held in collaboration with the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council in Lokoja. Khadija Mohammed has a report.
Governor Dodo, who was represented by the Chief Economic Advisor to the state government and Kogi State Action on Business Enabling Reforms spokesperson, Aliu Inda Salami, says the one-day engagement is designed to enhance investment readiness and promote business-friendly environment nationwide. He emphasized that the key reforms already underway in Kogi includes land administration, commerce, investment promotion, agriculture, and legal framework to facilitate access to credit by businesses in the state.
This town hall meeting and this technical session is intended for us to have a direct engagement with the policy crafters, those that will implement the policies in the state, and be sure that we are on the right track.
He described the technical session as a timely opportunity to assess progress and strengthen collaboration among implementing agencies as the state works towards unlocking critical development funding opportunities from within and outside Nigeria. Also speaking, Director General of Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council, Zara Audu, commended the commitment of the Kogi State government to the reform process and urged the states to intensify efforts to meet required benchmarks. According to her, funding for the State Action on Business Enabling Reforms program is strictly performance-based, and of the total $750 million available, only $70.9 million has been assessed nationally, representing less than 10% due to poor milestone compliance across many states.
Excited to announce that moving forward, we have tried to simplify and improve the entire SABRE program. Not just because that helps you access more funding from World Bank, but that will hopefully translate to tangible benefits within your business climate in Kogi State. We're looking at areas around building capacity of our state government workers. We're looking at developing proposals to help support your staff in implementing the PEBEC reforms.
She says Kogi remains strategically located and rich in human and natural resources, stressing that with the right reforms, the state could emerge as a leading destination for investment and economic growth in Nigeria's north-central region. Khadijat Mohammed, Lugard TV News.
And the Kogi State government has commenced the distribution of fertilizers to support over 30,000 farmers across the 21 local government areas of the state. This was disclosed by the Commissioner for Agriculture, Honorable Timothy Ojoma, in an interaction with the Special Advisor on Media to the Governor Ismail Aissa. The product, valued at 3.2 billion naira, is designed to enhance productivity across key crop value chains of rice, maize and cassava under the agricultural development agenda of Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo. According to Ojoma, the beneficiaries are carefully selected through an enumeration and verification process conducted in 2024 to determine genuine farmers through their respective commodity associations and other stakeholders in all parts of the state. The Commissioner explained that the state had invested in the training and retraining of farmers, along with the deployment of extension workers who are currently supporting farmers with technical guidance and monitoring fertilizer application across farming communities. He added that the training, which took place earlier in the year, brought together members of various commodity associations who are expected to cascade the knowledge to other farmers in their clusters in a train-the-trainer model that enhances seamless transfer of knowledge. Honorable Ojoma reaffirmed the state government's commitment to development of agriculture and food security, stressing that Governor Ododo remains focused on empowering farmers with both modern inputs and practical knowledge to enhance productivity and sustainable growth in the sector. In a significant move to combat energy theft, vandalism and related offences, the Kogi State Judiciary has inaugurated a special court dedicated to prosecuting such cases. The announcement was made by the Chief Judge of the state, Justice Josiah Majabi, during an inspection tour of the newly established court. He was accompanied by the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the Kogi State Electricity Regulatory Commission, Engineer Ibrahim Abdulwaris, who paid him a courtesy visit. Justice Majabi revealed that Chief Magistrate Ajago Josephine Abedo has been appointed to head the court, which is now fully operational and ready to begin hearing cases. He emphasized the court's commitment to handling matters swiftly, noting that the Kogi State Electricity Regulatory Commission has submitted a set of practice directions designed to fast-track proceedings. Engineer Abdulwaris expressed his appreciation to the Chief Judge for the prompt establishment of the court and the appointment of a magistrate to collaborate with the Commission. He assured that the Commission, along with licensed electricity providers in the state, would provide full support to ensure the court functions effectively. Also, the Kogi State government has closed several schools found to be operating illegally in some parts of the state. This followed an enforcement visit by a team from the State Ministry of Education in the Zariagi and Kaba Junction communities near Lokoja, the state capital. Leading the operation was the Director of Basic and Secondary Education, Mr. Matthew Salami, who described the closures as necessary to protect the integrity of education in the state. According to him, investigation to the Ministry of Education revealed that the affected institutions had been functioning without formal approval and fell short of minimum standards required for academic operations in the state. According to the director, many of the schools lacked basic facilities and resources such as classrooms, toilets, and trained teachers, stressing that several of these institutions have also failed to undergo the state's mandatory registration and quality assurance processes. He maintained that the affected schools' owners have been instructed to report to the ministry and commence the proper registration process if they wish to resume operations, adding that the closures are part of a larger government effort to eliminate unregulated institutions that compromise the learning environment in the state. The director also issued a strong warning to parents and guidance, urging them to verify the approval status of schools before enrolling their children. In what many have described as a royal stamp of approval, the Ologidi of Ogidi, or Barabiu Sule, has declared support for the re-election bid of the Kogi State Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo ahead of the 2027 gubernatorial elections in the state. The endorsement came during a courtesy visit by Governor Ododo to the palace of the revered monarch last week. Tosin Tolualoju has the detail.
Governor Dodo, who arrived Ogidi to a warm reception, paid homage to the royal stool, reinforcing his administration's commitment to supporting traditional institutions as custodians of peace, culture, and communal values. In his welcome address, Obarabi Usuli described Governor Dodo as a man of honor who has remained faithful to the promises he made to the people of Kogi State. He further noted that his support was not born out of sentiment, but rooted in the governor's visible performance and the tangible impact of his policies across the state.
God has appointed him and anointed him to be our governor, and nothing will happen to him. He will succeed in that. You have gained a very good name in Kogi State, especially on the salary.
The monarch thereafter offered his royal blessing and encouraged the people of Ogidi and neighboring communities to rally behind a government that is delivering meaningful development and good governance. In his response, Governor Dodo expressed deep appreciation for the royal endorsement, describing it as a humbling validation of his administration's people-focused approach to governance.
I have come to congratulate you for a fulfilled life. I've come to thank you most sincerely for your prayers, for your support, for your guidance, and you and your people for believing in us to serve the land.
He further assured the monarch and the people of Ogidi that his government remains committed to equitable distribution of developmental projects across the state, promising that more projects would reach the community in the coming months. Tosin Toluwaloju, Lugard TV News.
The news roundup is coming to you on Lugard TV. We'll be back shortly. Stay with us. When the world shifts, we are there. From Kogi to the global stage. Hello, welcome to News Roundup, where we bring you highlights and key stories. I'm Sherifat Ibrahim. Every headline, every heartbeat, every victory. News Roundup delivers the stories that shape our lives. Not just the news, but the pulse of now. Politics, people, power plays, and the passion of sport. All brought to you with speed, accuracy, and unmatched clarity. Fast, fearless, and unfiltered. News Roundup every weekend, every story, only on Lugard TV. Welcome back. In Kogi State, the implementation of the Agroclimatic Resilience in Semi-Arid Landscapes (ACROSAL) project is making significant strides, particularly in the local government areas of Okene, Ampa, and Kababono. In a 3-day inspection and evaluation tour led by the Commissioner for Environment and Ecological Management, Engineer Oluwasegun Joseph, revealed that gains in several key areas of the project, including erosion control, agroforestry, and water conservation. Also present during the tour was the Commissioner for Water Resources and co-chairman of the ACROSAL Steering Committee, Engineer Farouk Yahaya. He praised the pace and quality of the project's execution, calling for sustained oversight and local ownership. The state project coordinator, Barrister Ladi Jato, expressed appreciation to Governor Ahmed Usman Odudo for his continued support, as well as the World Bank and the National ACROSAL team for their guidance and funding. The tour covered multiple intervention sites, including erosion control zones, agroforestry developments, and community revolving fund projects, all part of efforts to promote sustainable land use and environmental resilience. With momentum building in Okene, Ampa, and Kaba, stakeholders say Kogi State is fast becoming a model for climate-smart development under the ACROSAL initiative. Also, the Kogi State government has launched the second phase of the enrollment for the conditional cash transfer under the Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment, Agile project to boost girl child education. Zina Tabib has the rest of the story.
The state project coordinator Tijani Richard, during a field assessment, announced that the phase targets schoolgirls not captured in the 2024 enrollment. He explained that the World Bank-supported project incentivizes girls with 70% school attendance through financial support, aiming to keep them in school.
Every girl child in this school, upon attainment of 70% attendance, gets cash reward. That's what we do in Nigeria, to encourage her to remain in school and encourage parents to send their wards to school as well.
Oricha added that bank accounts will be opened for beneficiaries with parents or guidance acting as custodians. He praised Governor Ahmed Usman Odudo and the World Bank for their roles in driving the initiative. The Agile consultant, Richard Alabi, noted that over 20,000 girls across 646 schools were enrolled in the first phase. He described the project as a part of a 6-year intervention to remove barriers to girl child education. At UBE Holy Trinity School in Lokoja, Vice Principal Usman Yakubu confirmed over 30 girls from the school have already enrolled, commending the government and Agile team for their efforts. Zinat Habib, Lugard TV News.
Kogi State Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo received leaders of the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) and the Nigeria Union of Local Government Employees (NULGE) on a courtesy visit at the government house in Lokoja, the state capital. The visit was to express appreciation for what the unions described as Governor Ododo's fulfillment of promises made to workers, especially in the areas of welfare and improved working conditions. Speaking on behalf of the organized labor, the NLC leader, Amari Gabriel, commends the governor for the prompt implementation of the minimum wage, consistent and timely payment of workers' salaries, disbursement of leave bonuses, and the extension of health insurance cover to pensioners in the state. The labor leaders also applaud the governor's support for infrastructural development at the Labour House, which includes the provision of a functional borehole, a 33 kV electricity line, and a new transformer, all aimed at improving the working environment for union activities. Similarly, the NULGE executives, led by Mohammed Sanusi, expressed satisfaction with the governor's attention to the welfare of local government workers. They emphasized the full implementation of the minimum wage and prompt payment of 100% salaries at the local government level, which they described as unprecedented. Responding, Governor Ododo thanked the labor leaders for the visit and encouragement, reiterating that paying salaries and attending to workers' welfare are not favors but responsibilities of leadership. He reaffirmed his administration's commitment to building a public service system where civil servants can thrive, adding that the government values the cooperation and partnerships of the organized labor in achieving its development goals. The Kogi State Commissioner for Solid Minerals and Natural Resources, Engineer Bashiru Gegu, has empowered 150 widows across the 11 wards in Kogi local government area as part of activities marking the 50th birthday of former Governor Yahaya Bello. The empowerment program, which includes financial grants and economic tools to support small-scale businesses, was held at the Commissioner's hometown in Gegu Beke. While addressing the beneficiaries, Engineer Gegu says the gesture was both a celebration of Yahaya Bello's life and a continuation of his commitment to grassroots development. He noted that the initiative is aimed at enhancing the livelihoods of widows and vulnerable women, ensuring they can contribute meaningfully to their families and the local economy. He reiterated his support for the administration of Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo, expressing confidence in the government's continued dedication to inclusive growth and social welfare. The gesture was met with appreciation from community members, traditional leaders, and the beneficiaries, who described the intervention as timely and impactful, especially in light of current economic challenges in the country. Also, the councillor representing Oworo Ward in Lokoja local government area of Kogi State, Victoria Temitope, has empowered no fewer than 50 farmers with essential agricultural inputs. The empowerment program, which took place in Oworo community, featured the distribution of insecticides, fertilizers, and other farm inputs aimed at boosting food production and encouraging local farmers in the current farming season. Speaking during the event, Temitope expressed gratitude to the people of Oworo Ward for their unwavering support, particularly during the last election. She described the gesture as a token of appreciation and a step towards fulfilling her promise of inclusive representation and development. The event drew praise from community stakeholders, including local government special assistants to the governor, Ibrahim Adoga, who commends Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo for ensuring the smooth release of allocations to the local government authorities in the state. He noted that the councillor's effort was a direct result of the transparent governance style now being felt across the state. He advised beneficiaries to use the inputs wisely, avoid selling them, stressing their importance for a fruitful farming season in the community. Renowned journalist and host of the widely followed Journalist Hangout on TVC, Babajide Otitojo, has endorsed the Lugard House monthly newsletter, describing it as a strategic and innovative platform for promoting activities of the Kogi State Governor. Otitojo gave the remark during a courtesy visit to the office of the Special Advisor on Media to the Governor of Kogi State, Ismaila Issa, where he expressed admiration for the structure and operations of the Government House Media Center. The Kogi-born media personality applauds the professionalism and dedication of the media team, noting that their work is instrumental in effectively projecting the achievements of Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo's administration. He also described the Kogi State Annual Media Report as a commendable initiative that promotes transparency, encourages institutional memory, and strengthens government media relations. Otitojo urged the team to maintain their momentum and continue aligning their efforts with the governor's vision for the state. In his response, the Special Advisor on Media, Ismaila Issa, thanked Otitojo for the visit and thoughtful recommendations, which he noted reaffirms the administration's commitments to innovation and excellence in public communication. And on sports, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has expressed great sadness at the passing of legendary Super Eagles goalkeeper Peter Rufai, who was 61. This is contained in a statement signed by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga. President Tinubu notes that Peter Rufai would be remembered as one of those patriotic sportsmen who wrote their names in gold in the sporting annals of Nigeria and the African continent. The President prays for comfort for all who mourn Rufai's loss and for the repose of his soul. In a related development, Liverpool head coach Arne Slot has paid tribute to Diogo Jota, calling him very special after the forward died in a car crash in Spain. Jota and his brother, Andres Silva, were killed when their car caught fire following a suspected tire blowout. The 28-year-old, who had just married and was heading back for pre-season, had been advised not to fly due to recent surgery. Liverpool captain Virgil van Dijk and his teammates shared emotional tributes online, while fans around the world expressed deep shock over the tragic loss. Supporters have flooded social media and other platforms with heartfelt messages honoring the late forward. Jota scored 65 goals in 182 appearances for Liverpool, winning the Premier League, FA Cup, and 2 Carabao Cups. That's it on this week's episode of News Roundup. Until next week, I'm Sharifat Ibrahim. Thank you for staying with us.